Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back for another edition of Wind Down Wednesday with my Lady of the Week. I'm going to give you guys a minute or two so you all can come into the wine room and we can get this party started. I have to give a couple of shout outs real quick. First shout out goes to my makeup artist, Linda, aka Alex. You can find Alex at MUA Alex, and that's 2X, so MUALLEXX on Instagram. Hello, hey Alex, you just joined the wine room. My mom just joined the wine room. Hello, you guys come on in here. Hello everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Hey lady. I have Fit with 3 has joined. Hello. Yes. Okay, guys, this is going to be a really, really good one tonight. You definitely want to get your pen and papers together, and you can get your Hey Lady journal over at heyladybytanya.com. You're going to take your notes this evening. I have an incredible woman coming into the wine room tonight. Her story is just remarkable. So, again, hope you guys have your pen and paper. Oh, and I also have to give a shout out to all the Deltas. Hello, all the Deltas in the house. Happy Founders Day. I'm wearing my red in support. No, I'm not a Delta, but you know, I will support. I also have to give a shout out to my hairstylist, Lanny B the Stylist. You all can follow her at Lanny B as in Bravo, the Stylist on Instagram. Hey Robbie. Hi Robbie. Haven't seen you in a minute, girl. I hope you're doing well. Let's see who else we have in here as we get ready for Miss Christina Johnson to join us. Just waiting for her to push the button so we can get it started. Hope everybody had a really good Wednesday. And you guys know the drill. So let's make sure we have our wine so we can toast it up, guys. Cling, 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 cling. Miss you too, Robbie. It's been a minute, right? But I know you're doing your creative thing. What you making now, Robbie? Because Robbie makes bracelets. She does jackets. She can do anything. So, hey, Kalia. That's my social media manager, KSW Social Media. Make sure you guys show her some love. Because everything that you see posted on my Instagram, it's all her doing. Hey, Christina. She just waved. Okay, girl, go on and push your button so we can get this party started. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this all day long, guys. So give me 1 second and we'll get her on into the wine room. Let me see if I can find her and actually bring her in myself since I don't see her button just yet. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. Hope everybody has their wine. Take another sip, y'all. Take another sip. True Cards, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Okay, Christina, let me see if I can try and send you a thing here. Give me 1 second. Can you push your request button for me so I can bring you in? Otherwise, let's see. I see that you've joined. Okay, there you go. Yay! Okay, waiting for her to come on in. She's coming in, guys. Guys, I'm so excited. You guys are going to love this. So again, I hope. Hey, beautiful.
Hi, honey. Okay, let me see how I can move this down a little bit. Can you see me? Because it looks like
I can, but now I'm looking at a chair. I need you to go. I guess it was. There you go. Keep going. There you go.
Okay.
Yes. I can see all of that beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
How are you?
I'm well. Now you got to bring it down a little because
okay, hold on. Let me figure this out. Because I was just on my lives. It was perfect. And okay, let's see.
We're getting there.
Okay,
bring it down just a little.
Let me bring the charger up.
But I'm loving the decor. So you're giving us a tour of your beautiful decor. So that's perfect.
Okay, is that good?
Yes, that is perfect. Hello,
okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you're able to join us this evening, Christina.
Oh, I'm happy to be here, Tanya. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, first things first, can we just talk about your hair?
Yes.
Okay, like not everybody can pull that off, Christina. So I'm just gonna crush on you for a second.
Thank you.
Everybody ain't able to do that. So, and
Sure.
and look, when I posted your picture, I'm gonna tell you that I got so many DMs from guys
You
wanting to know if I did. I was like, really, y'all? This what we doing tonight?
did.
So I just wanted to give you some love and again just say welcome to the wine room. But before we get started, got to make sure you have your glass
I do. I have my glass
so
here.
we can toast it up. Cling, 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 cling.
Here.
Cheers, and let's get on into this. Okay.
Good stuff. I'm ready. I think
All right, all right, all right. Okay, so first of all, Christina, can you tell everybody who you are,
Yes.
where you're from, and maybe in 5 words or less, tell her what Christina Johnson's all about.
Okay, so 5 words or less. God's daughter, a lover of people. I love love. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been in Atlanta though for over 20 years. So Atlanta's my home. I was on a show called Atlanta Exes on VH1. I've done
Yes.
Cribs on MTV, if you guys remember Cribs. My daughter was on My Super Sweet 16. So kind of been in and out of the public's eye. But I am an interior designer. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Okay, so I love entrepreneurship, and so I do a lot. I do interior design. I'm a life coach as well. I've been through a lot of struggles. I know we're going to get into everything, but all of that has made me who I am, and I'm proud of that. I have absolutely no regrets. I'm just living and loving and enjoying my life.
Yes, you are. Okay, so the other day when we spoke, we discovered that we have a couple of things in common. And I always, during interviews, try and find a commonality amongst, each other. We both talked about the fact that we are products of teenage moms.
Yes.
And then you yourself, you had a daughter when you were a teen. So
Yes.
I want to talk about when you found out you were pregnant and you were 16, right?
I was 16.
What was going through your mind?
So, okay, like you said, my parents my mom was a teen mom as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a generational thing. Like I didn't have my dad in my life, so the promiscuity and the, you know, getting involved in sex early was just me looking for that energy that I wasn't getting from my dad. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that at the time.
Right,
So,
right.
I had a child at 16 and at 19,
Wow.
which you would think, oh my God, like my stepdad was like, oh, you just ruined your life. But it was, honestly, it saved my life.
Okay.
Kids are the best thing that ever happened to me. And I grew up with, especially my oldest daughter, I grew up with her, learned from some mistakes with her that I could utilize when I had my kids after her. So no regrets, but it was hard. Like it was really, really hard. And breaking those curses was one of the things that I just felt like, oh, I have to do. I can't let this continue, as, my family, my bloodline continues. I don't want to keep saying, oh, my child, my grandmother, my mother, me, and my child had a child at 16. So that
Wow.
was.
Okay, you said your daughter saved your life. In what way did she save your life?
Well, just because I was on a spiral of looking for love in all the wrong places, not
Mm-hmm.
self. I grew up with very low to none self-esteem. Didn't even realize
Wow.
that was till I was about 21, 22. So when you don't have self-esteem, that means whatever,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
opening up to people that aren't deserving of you. You're taking behavior that's not, fair to you. You're in abusive relationships. What I saw growing up, I ended up repeating. So that's part of my past too that I had to heal from so that I could stop that from happening, later on. Because the worst thing in the world is for you to deal with it, but for also your children to see it, and then they end up in a similar situation. So in my heart and mind, I just felt like I don't want to see this, because the worst thing is to see them going through the same things as you, you know.
Right, right.
I hope.
My mom is on here.
Hi, Mom.
And she said I saved her life too, and she's told me that many times. And so when you talk about looking for love in all the wrong places, I think that a lot of women who end up becoming teen moms, that's exactly what's going on. The dad is not in the house. You know, okay. So through that, you were able to still pick yourself up, and you decided to move to Atlanta.
Yes.
So what gave you the courage to do that?
I've always been courageous in believing that if you want things to happen, one, you have to make them happen. Two, you have to believe that it's possible. And you have to stay uncomfortable.
Say that again. You have to what?
Stay uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're comfortable, that means, oh, I'm getting this check every week. It's paying the bills. I don't really like my job, but it takes care of us.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to keep striving, keep elevating, keep learning, keep bumping my head until I get it. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, okay, when I heard God say move to Atlanta, I was gone. Like, it probably took me a week to get here. And I was like, I'm just going to start over. And
wow,
it was a blessing. I'm so glad that I've learned to hear from God and make moves, because fear sometimes all the time, it stifles us. And we'll believe the carnal mind over our spirit, like what we know to be true, which our spirit is never, our gut is never wrong. The heart is split, but your spirit, when it tells you something, when something hits you in your gut, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
I always say when you hear that, that's God's whisper first, and he always whispers before he shouts.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, I believe.
And you have to learn to listen to the whispers, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta. We're talking early 2000s, right? You're there about 2000 or so?
97.
Oh, 97. Okay. And you meet someone, you fall in love.
It was the very day that I moved here.
What?
Put my stuff in storage, because I moved in with my sister initially, me and the girls, and we got a place where both of us could reside. So I put my stuff in storage, and then I was like, let's go out. And there was a club called Atlanta Live.
I remember Atlanta Live.
I moved some condos called the Terminus, and it was right across the street. I used to be where the Kroger is on Piedmont.
On Piedmont, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, because the Terminus is on Peachtree, right?
Yeah. Piedmont and
Peachtree, Piedmont, yep.
So I ended up right across the street from there. But I went to Atlanta Live, and I went with two guy friends. One of them was dating my sister.
Okay.
And I was his friend. So back then they used to have a male line and a female line, and they let all the ladies in, and the men just sitting there.
Right.
Beautiful women go in just so they could get, the money. So I walk in and I see a guy standing there, but I just keep walking. I look over, I grab a drink, I walk downstairs, I come back upstairs. The guy's still there, but where he's standing is right in eye shot where I can see my friends come in.
Okay.
Stood there, and I looked over, and he was like, I said, I'm just going to stay over here with this guy. I said, he kind of looked familiar, but I'll feel safe because I can see, So I started talking to this guy, and he's giving me all these aliases, because he's like, hey, what's your name, Christina? He's giving me, and I said, you look familiar, but I can't place you. And so he's telling me his name is El Dorado Low. Okay, anyway, I tell him my friends are in the mail line.
Right.
I'm to come in, and you happen to be standing right in a safe place for me to see them. So I'm just going to chill if that's okay. He was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. So we started talking, and then next thing I know, he's like, oh, you want to go to Waffle House? And I'm like, dude.
Waffle House?
Yeah. We had to have legs of steak before I left the house. I definitely don't want no Waffle House, but I'm good. Just chatting. I can tell he kind of checking me out, but I'm like, dude, still, and then he said, well, would you like to watch the sunrise with me? Which is my, like, oh, okay.
Oh, you spoke your language then, honey.
First of all, I would love to watch the sunrise with you. I'm like, oh, it's like 1 o'clock, but okay. So anyway, my friends come in and I'm still standing there talking to him. And my one friend says, that's CeeLo Green. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, no. It's crazy because my sister's boyfriend worked for LaFace at the time. So the reason he was familiar is because he had just shown me an album cover or something. It was a photo that Lo was in, and he had a 65 convertible and a pit bull. And he said, that's the guy that I showed you from. And I was like, oh, that's why you. So from that night till 8 years after we divorced, we were together. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So we married 3 years later, almost 3 years later. He helped me raise my 2 daughters. And he's still their dad. They call him Poppy to this day. Awesome. And we have a son that we made together. His name is Kingston. He's now 20. Wow. So yeah, that's a lot of why people have seen me on Cribs and seen me on, different things, because I was married to Lo. I call him Lo. And he helped me raise my girls. As I said, he's been there for them their whole life since he met them at 4 and 7. And now one's 30 and one's 28.
Girl.
And yeah, it was a journey. We learned a lot. We kind of grew together because when I'm a little older than him. He had just turned 22.
Wow.
So he was a kid still, really. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot of growing to do together, but we've done that and we've come together as friends because we set the foundation of a friendship first.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy because you don't see it a lot, but we do like the wine that I'm drinking to me is the wine his fiance sent me a bottle the other night.
I love it.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to crack that open for Wine Down Wednesday.
I love it. Listen, I'm in a co-parent situation too.
Okay.
And my son is 17. His dad and we co-parent the hell out of this kid. And it's so refreshing to hear that despite the fact that it may not have worked out in the way that we wanted to, that we're able to put our differences aside and do what's best for your children.
Because what I've learned is children learn how to love through the way that we love in our relationships. So we have to be the example of forgiveness, the example of patience, the example of love for them. Taking yourself outside of the equation, a lot of times kids do what we do, not what we say. We have to make sure we're doing what's best for them. Because if it's a girl, she's going to mimic a lot of things that you do and become.
Absolutely.
And if it's a boy, he's going to look for a woman that's like his mom. So I've learned that through the years that you put everything aside, not meaning I didn't deal with my stuff. I had to do that.
Absolutely.
Didn't get frustrated with that. But for the most part, you do that privately. If you need to cry, kick, scream, do whatever you got to do, ladies, to get it off of you. It's not a game. Heartbreak hurts. Divorce hurts. Feel the pain and heal from that. Write, do whatever you have to do. Meditate, whatever works for you, do it. But I made sure that we were an example of love and family to this day. Like, he was here for Thanksgiving. He was here. Him and his fiance came for Thanksgiving. They come for Christmas. We're always together. Every time our children and now grandchildren have birthdays, we're all there. Lo was out of town for our youngest grandson's birthday, and his fiance still was there. She's like, if we're in town, we're coming. Whether it's one or both of us.
But that's grown folk stuff.
Come on, Tanya.
You know what I'm saying? That's grown folk stuff. I hope you guys are taking notes, honey, because I'm writing all this down. You said forgiveness, because people need to understand that.
Yes.
And just understanding that you said when it comes to love, showing the kids an example of love.
Yes, how to love through the way that you love in your relationships is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's everything, because one day they're going to be grown up. They're not going to be children anymore.
That's right.
Taking these lessons and this way of living. That's why when you see people who grew up in a household with a mom and a dad, they're like, my parents were, married for 50 years. I want that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They see, so make it beautiful. And I knew that now, okay, my example of love isn't going to be me with your dad, but I'm going to show you how to love yourself. So even once we were separated and divorced, I was like, I got to love on myself. They have to see me at peace. They have to see loving me.
They have to see you happy.
Yeah.
They deserve to see you happy.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now, by society standards, you and I, we shouldn't be where we are,
Right.
being born to teenage parents, and then you, having children in your teens.
Yes.
So you have your children, you move to Atlanta, you get married, you get divorced, and now we're after the divorce. How did you cope with, now you have 3 children,
Yes.
you're divorced, and now you're wanting to take the next steps? How did you get through all of that, Christina?
So I made my family a priority. So everything is prioritized. It's God first, then me. If I'm good, I'm healthy and happy and whole, I can take great care of you guys because I'm in a good place. So what I would do is I would take them to work with me, because I started as an entrepreneur early. I was married when I started working for myself, and started doing interior design. So I was working on Ludacris's house as one of my clients, and I would take them with me on their breaks, Christmas breaks, summer breaks. You guys come see why I'm away from you during the day. You know what mom is doing, and then come make a little money. No
Right. Absolutely. Right.
So same thing, just living on purpose and being honest with my kids. It's hard sometimes as parents. I know that's how I grew up. My mom is like a devout Christian. I'm a Christian too. But I mean, we grew up in the church 4-5 days a week.
Wow.
And she was very, very strict, but she made it look so flawless, like no mistakes were made. Even though I grew up in an abusive household and I had to see her get abused, she never cursed, never smoked, so it was kind of like, I didn't know how to be, myself. Right. I felt like I needed to be perfect. With my kids, I felt like everything that worked for me growing up that my parents did, I'll keep it. The things that didn't work, I'm going to do it my way. So I tried to live an example and let them know P is for parent, not for perfect. Make some mistakes. So I tried my best to live the example of love and live and be real.
Right.
Right. Kids, their resilience grows, their power grows, their strength grows from struggle too.
Absolutely.
So when we had to struggle, it's okay. We're going to make the best out of this struggle. We're going to do our best. And so I was just honest, and I just did the best that I could, because nobody's perfect. I just always tried to honor myself, honor my kids, and be, make God proud. Some people say, like, I want God to be proud of me. So they count every tiny mistake. He loves you no matter what.
No matter what.
You say the things that you've done, he loves you. He loves you. And I don't know why it is, especially parents. We hold so much guilt over our heads.
We do. Especially moms. We have a lot of mom guilt.
Moms. Like, all this old stuff. And it's like, you ain't doing nothing that ain't nobody else done. Like, you made one mistake that thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of women have made. Right. Give yourself some relief. Forgive yourself, because God is forgiving you. I don't know why. He says, I throw it into the sea of forgetfulness, but we'll take a fishing rod, fish it back out, throw it back over our shoulder, and keep carrying
it. Yep.
And you can't do that. We're human beings, meaning we're spirit, which is perfect, I feel. But humans means we're having this human experience. This spirit is having human experience, which means I'm going to be imperfect. Right. I'm going to do, things imperfect. And people love to put you on a pedestal. But I always tell people all the time, I am human.
Right. Absolutely. First. Yeah.
It's okay. But
Absolutely.
God loves you anyway. And so that's kind of how I live for my kids. Like, forgive yourself, forgive mom. I'm doing the best that I can. And I just pull myself from the bootstraps. Like I said, I started entrepreneurship in my marriage. And a lot
Right.
of people are like, why you work? Because I have to. First of all, I'm a people person. I love people. You see, I'm
Yes.
windy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't be in the house just
Right.
being mom. I was mom and a great mom. I didn't want to have a nanny. I still wanted to do it myself. But I burned myself out doing that. I lost myself within my marriage and had to find myself all
All
over it.
over again.
So the kids had to witness that. But the reason my kids are so resilient is because of the struggle that we went through. You know, during the divorce, I put all of them in therapy because I'm like, you know,
Smart
even
girl.
great relationship, and they could tell me some things sometimes that would just make me scream after they were out of the room in a pillow. And I love that closeness, but sometimes they have to have an ear somewhere else and not on the,
Absolutely. An unbiased ear.
yeah. So
For sure.
I put them all in counseling because of that.
No, good for you. So, okay, girl, as I started to say, your life has so many layers.
I know.
And for some things that would have completely knocked some people out, you are just one of those people where, you say, knock me down 9, I'm going to get up 10,
100.
right?
Yes.
So I want to talk about something that I read in your bio, and you talk about having Graves' disease.
Yes.
So for the people who don't know what that is, could you explain to them what Graves' disease is and how it affected you?
So Graves' disease is a disease that attacks your thyroid. It attacks the butterfly gland in your throat, and that controls your metabolism, your heart. I didn't even know what a thyroid was. I didn't even find out my mom had it until after I got sick and got diagnosed finally. And she was like, oh my God, so when you were having these blackout spells and all this stuff happening, it didn't even dawn on me. Because a lot of times in our household, we don't talk to the kids about everything.
Nope.
We don't share things that we've been through physically and all this. And then it attacked me, and it was like, oh, well, we got to talk about it.
Right.
And so I was diagnosed in 2009, and it instantly started killing me, like because of side effects of it, because it also attacked my womb. I ended up having tumors that were so big that they started to move my organs out of the way. I was tiny, like you could see all the bones in my neck, in my back. And I had started purposely losing weight because I got a trainer. I was looking great, but then the weight off and coming off, like, I'm getting too little. And it's because my thyroid was overactive. Okay. And so it started taking me out. The doctors would describe my death to me and say, okay, obviously your kidneys aren't good because the tumor sitting on your right kidney, your left kidney is bigger, it's overcompensating. So you're going to go into kidney failure. We're going to have to take you into emergency surgery to try to save you, but you're going to probably pass on the table from cardiac arrest. And I was like, well, I was hysterical. Like every time I went to the doctor, they would be telling me this stuff, and I would get in the car and I would cry. But I remember cut to a few months before, it may have been more than 6 months before, I was praying and I could hear God say, he was saying, no matter how bad things get, stand on my promises. So the day I was crying in the car, and he said, are you going to believe the word of man or stand on my promises? Just as clearly as I'm talking to you, I could hear it. And I was like, I'm going to stand on your promises. So from that day forward, I just kept saying, thank you, God. I would get these thyroid storms, and it would make me so sick. And the fevers would be so high, it would be debilitating. I couldn't walk. And they would come routinely every 2 weeks. I was dying. But after hearing God, I was like, thank you. No matter what you decide, whether it's to spare me, to grow other people during this. It was people following me on Facebook who was like, I've never prayed. I'm going to be praying for you. Yeah. And so God was already changing people's hearts and spirits.
And using you to,
So I'm like, hey, God, then, you know, I'm here as a vessel for you. And you have to be mindful. When you say that, God, whatever you just use me, you better be ready. Because what using you doesn't always look glamorous.
Right.
And so I eventually kept saying thank you until I was saying thank you for my healing. And he healed me. And it took years because I had a surgery in 2010, 11, no, 2011, 12, and 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I eventually lost my womb, but he spared my life. And I've been talking about it. Like, I think he gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. So he knew I would talk about it. He
I
knew
love that. Say that again. He does what? He gives us what?
the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Because a lot of the times we're much stronger than we think we are.
Yes, absolutely.
Your situation, like, oh my God, if I had to go through that, I wouldn't make it. He wouldn't give it to you unless he knew that you could make it. Right. So I was like, okay, God, it's me and you. And he healed me 3 surgeries later. I'm healthy, healed, happy, whole, and still loving people, loving life, enjoying life, understanding that it's a gift. We have this one. Do everything you can to heal. Somebody said, you don't look like what
you've been through. Yeah, I just saw that, right?
Come on.
For sure.
I give him all the glory and praise. Some people say, I come to your page sometimes, you don't mind saying you love God or God brought you through this. I mean, first of all, he said if we're ashamed of him before other people, he'll be ashamed of us before his Father, and that ain't what I want. Right. And I just love him so much. Like, I grew up in such a turbulent household, but I was so thankful to my mom for giving God to us, because I was able to go to church. I was able to get saved. I was able to learn. And we love to put God in a box. That's why I always say, like, I don't know if I'm so religious. I'm definitely spiritual.
That's me. Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than we even know. So stop putting him in this tiny box. He is God. That's why I don't like when people say, can you pay my, Lord, just help me get my rent. Rent? That's God. He owns all.
Exceedingly, abundantly, above, and beyond.
Yes. All. And think of, he said, I will give you all the desires of your heart, not some, not a little bit, not just your wants. He said the desires of your heart. What are you really, I'm getting the chills. What are you really desiring? What is it? You know what I mean? Because he can supply your every need. Yes. You know, according to his riches and glory. So ask him for what you really want. Think about what it is you really want. Let him know, like, he's here for you. And he saved my life. So yeah, I'm going to spring to the mountaintop. I love God. You know, I love the Lord. I'm grateful. I love my family. And even through this pandemic, we are understanding that we're not here long. Right. So many people have lost family members and loved ones. And it's like, why waste a minute? Whatever it is you want to do, do it now. Whatever it is you aspire.
Girl, I am the YOLO queen. That is me. I am the YOLO queen. Look, I don't save anything for a special occasion. If I buy it, I wear it. If I want to go to dinner, I'm going to go. A movie, all of that. I am queen of the YOLO spirit right here.
No, I love that. We all should be that way.
Right.
Like, we all should be that way. As the last year has taught us, we don't know what's coming. Enjoy the moment. Stop worrying about what's coming, because God got it already. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Right. You know, all the stuff you did in the past, the bad decisions that you made, the mistakes that you made, forgive yourself. Like, forgive yourself and live your life. Enjoy your life. Be grateful for your life. Have fun. Oh, and I started making these necklaces.
For your, is that the mustard seed?
Yes. It's a this little vial. And I wear it because it honestly, like, reminds me of how powerful our faith is. The moment God said, are you going to stand on my promises? And I said, yes, my faith started to grow. My faith just started to grow. I didn't care anymore about what they were saying. I listened to you. I hear you. I'm not. Right. What you're saying does not overtake what I know. And what I know is I'm going to be fine. Absolutely. And I stayed on that. No matter how sick I got, how little I got, how many surgeries I had, I'm good. And I just kept that mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, it's interesting because I asked you the other day, what song, because I always, when I do my wind downs, I play a song and I
Yeah.
wanted to know what song spoke to you. And you said, India, I read, I'm light.
Yes.
And I listened to the lyrics of that, and it's such a powerful song.
It
Not
is.
only that, the other day was the first time you and I had spoke on the phone. I mean, we never met each other. We just spoke over the phone. And I want to tell you something. When we got off the phone, I called my publicist and I told her, I said, she is like your spirit, like oozes through the phone. You're so like just breathtaking. Like when they say your tribe
Yeah.
attracts your vibe, I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, your vibe is everything. And
Thank
I know that you are really big on sisterhood
you.
and you do a retreat every year.
Yes, I do. This
Okay.
is a retreat, and this one is going to be in Tulum, Mexico, and I'm
Woo woo. Yes.
so now. I'm so excited. And usually I have it at a ranch outside the city. My ex-husband has a ranch, and he allows me to do it there. It's always great. But Tulum, I'm like, we're going to have
Yes.
so much fun. I love to spoil the women that come. We usually have massage therapists or foot reflexologists, and we're trying to make adjustments because we're in another country now.
Right.
I have them come out, spoil everybody, and we do the work. We talk about the things that people who have betrayed us, we write letters, we burn them, we're having fireside chats, we're doing excursions. I booked a whole resort, so everybody you see walking around is your sister. It's a safe space to really just talk about the things that you've been through and open up about the things that you've been through and understand that we are women and we have all been through similar journeys. A lot of us have been through different journeys, but we are compassionate. I
Right.
always say I've learned to turn my pain into compassion. Because
I
I
love that.
painful things, it helps me to be compassionate with other people who are going through.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a place where you can unwind, where you can experience true sisterhood, where you can love on each other and have a good time. Like, I don't have a lot of hair, but I'm letting it down. Okay?
Right.
And it's
Right.
really fun because I really get to kick it. It's not like I'm there just to speak and then I'm leaving. I'm there the whole time. We're in the pool together. We're at the restaurant together. We're at the beach together. We're having an amazing time. So,
So if someone wants to find out, is it closed now? Are you still?
we always sell out, so I'm excited. You go to ChristinaSJohnson.com. That's my website, and you
Okay.
can sign up. And right now, you still can do a payment plan. It's only $2,500 for everything: the resort, the private beach, the private pool. We have a few pools, and we have chefs on site. We have a butler. We have security because I want to make sure you guys are safe. We're going to go shop with the natives. It's going to be amazing.
It
And
sounds amazing.
all of that is in 2,500, and you buy your plane ticket, which since I checked last is $400 or less round trip.
Wow.
So you get your flight, you get traveler's insurance, and you get your ticket and come hang out with me. Let me love on you. Let me walk you and talk you through your stuff.
Right.
Um,
I
and
love it.
fun. And I have some amazing speakers. So Brayley Evans, she was on a show called Ambitions on Just Right with Queen Latifah and Common. She's on 2 shows on UMC.
I
And,
know who Brayley is.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I have a friend, Kanique Sky, who's also a producer, a playwright, a director, and an actress. She's
Okay.
speak. Dwight Holt Jr., who is the comedian Monique's trainer. You've probably seen them dancing together.
Dancing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Dwight's coming. He's my day one. He's done all of my retreats. He's amazing, and his energy is so beautiful. Jewel Green, who is a celebrity wardrobe stylist. I try to hit everything, Tanya.
Right.
From what you wearing to how you forgiving to how you living and taking chances. Brayley has a company called Walk on Water, and that's how we do. Like, we are water walkers.
I love it.
So I want the ladies to come enjoy. And I don't like to beat people over the head, but if your spirit tugs at you and says, this is something I want to be a part of, please go sign up because I would love to have you. And that's the thing is, I'm a connector of great people. So a lot of the women that meet at my retreats are friends for years. So that's always nice too.
No, and I can definitely sense that from you. Like I said, your vibe is just everything to me. And what's the name of the event? Is it amazing? Was it
Amazing Life?
Say
Because
it again.
Amazing Me, Amazing Life. So when you go
Okay.
to the website, you'll see Amazing Me, Amazing Life Retreat. And the reason I call it that is because we can manifest anything that we want. If we really feel it and meditate on it and visualize it, you can make whatever it is you want happen. And so if you live amazing and feel amazing and vibrate amazing energy, your life is amazing. So I call it Amazing Me, Amazing Life.
Amazing Me, Amazing Life. And they can find that out. You said, is it ChristinaSJohnson.com?
Yes, sjohnson.com. Somebody asked about my ear cuffs. If you DM me, I'll give you the info to the place. It's a company in Africa that I get them from, but it's so cool.
Y'all hear that? It's a company in Africa that she gets it from. And where is that chair from that you're sitting in?
Yes, I got this from Modani. Are you familiar
Beautiful.
with a furniture store called Modani? I bought it. And they have one here in Atlanta, but they were out of stock. So I called the one in Miami and had it shipped here. But it's a face chair. It's so cool. It's like mosaic mirror. And
It's
on
beautiful.
the eyes, if you can see it. And on the other side is the nose and lips. It's super cute.
Super, super cute. Okay, Christina. So we've got actress. You've got motivational speaker. You've got life coach. You've got interior decorator. You've got mom. What else are you trying to add to the repertoire?
So the acting is the newest thing. I did a film a couple of years ago, but I just started working on another independent film and the trailer just came out. So I was so excited. So that's one of my, not really newbies, but I'm really trying to ground my feet in it right now. Okay. But my love, like I have a gift and a passion for design. So my company is called Design My Investment and you can find us on Instagram. Okay. And go to our website, designmyinvestment.com. My coaching, my necklaces, the retreat, everything that I do that I feel like it's a gift from God. Like I'm a conduit and I'm a vessel for him to work. Absolutely. That is the love of my life. So everything is on ChristinaSJohnson.com. And if you guys don't follow me here on Instagram, please give me a follow. I'm always posting things that'll help you through this journey. I'm always trying to keep it positive, make you laugh, and just enjoy this life. Like I said, it's, it can be longer when you're enjoying it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay, so I have just a few more questions left, girl, because, I knew this was going to go more than 30 minutes. And I was like, there's no way in the world I can do this with her in 30 minutes. So, okay, so a few questions. Okay. So, Christina, there's a young girl who just found out she's pregnant. She's a teen. What advice would you give to her?
Whew, I would, wow, that's, okay. Because a lot of people like to gloss over. It's hard being a teen mom, but it can be done. I would tell her to be fearless, to stay grateful, to know that she's covered and cared for. And sometimes when you're a teen mom, you're ridiculed. Like I ended up homeless because I got put out. Out. Because my mom had already told me, like, if you get pregnant, you got to go. And she so I ended up outside the house and I didn't know where I was going to go. And so I would just say, just lean on God, lean into God, find someone that will love on you, who will appreciate you. If you can't find a family member, a friend, because that's what happened with me. My family wasn't there. So I leaned into, who now is my sister, but at the time was my best friend. Right. And they ended up allowing me to come live. I lived with her and her mom. And I was pregnant at 16 and at 19, but they loved on me. They loved on my children. They love on my children to this day. Right. So I would say, if you can find someone to support you, a mentor, somebody that you can find love, because it's such a lonely place, especially if you're pregnant and the father doesn't want to have anything to do with you or the child, or or you, and they're there for the child, it's hard. I would just say, lean into God, find a support system. Even if your family's not supporting you, find a friend or somebody you can talk to and lean on, and don't give up. That's the biggest thing. It is not the end of the world to be a mom. It's not.
Right.
I'm still here.
Right.
I'm still here for being a product of the teen mom, and I'm still here from being a teen mom. And I'm telling you, your life doesn't end with that. You can still have an amazing, beautiful life with a child. And now I'm a grandmother about to be of 5.
Girl, whatever.
Of 5.
Is this what grandmoms look like right now? Is this what we doing? Okay, so my next question is, what was the best advice ever given to you?
Ew. Okay, it's my Aunt Ruth's advice. Think for yourself. I just never forgot it as a young girl, and I passed it on to my children. Because if you allow other people to, somebody said grandmother. Yeah.
Grandmother.
So if you allow other people to convince you to do things that in your soul isn't right, or say things to you that are derogatory, which really ain't the truth. It's not how you feel. I mean, how they feel about you is how they feel about themselves.
Projection.
Yes. Wrap off on you.
Right.
What was the question again, Tanya? Why it slipped me? It must be.
I said the best advice ever given to you.
Oh yeah, think for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's because if you make a mistake, you can't blame nobody but who? Yourself.
Nobody but you.
Okay, blame yourself. Let it go. Yeah, that's one of the ones that just always stuck with me. If I'm about to do something, is it because I want to do it, or somebody else wants me to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as parents too, I can say I'm guilty of it. First, I just thought, no, you're going to do this.
You're going to do as I say, not as I do type of speech.
Yeah.
Right.
My oldest daughter, she ready to go back to school now, but after high school, I was like, no, ma'am, I might as well take a bag of money and throw it in the trash. It's not to the bone. She had to get focused. She had to grow some more. Now she's like, I think I want to go to law school. I'm like, oh, okay. Back then, the second one, I knew she was going, but I had to say, Chris, their journeys were carved out for them before they got here.
Yeah.
You are here to guide them, not control them. It's a difference.
Yeah.
So I just relinquished control.
Yeah. I think one of the best advice that I received from a friend of mine, his name is DeCarlo Wilkins. I don't know if he's on here tonight, but he told me years ago, he said, learn to get out your own way. And that to me was like, when I thought about that, I was like, yeah, because I can overthink sometimes.
Yeah, we all can.
Right. And so I just really had to just learn to just get out of my own way. Okay, last question. And then I want to see if anybody has any questions before I let you go, because I know you're busy. My last question is your favorite quote.
Oh, it would be Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. And sometimes I'll be like, be the friend you want to have. Just be the example of what you want. Even when women are looking for husbands, and I'm like, write a list of what you want in a man and be those things.
Ooh. Say that again. Do that again. Look.
What you want in a mate, and then be those things. Because now you're going to attract who you are. Whether it's something you work on, grow through, heal from your childhood, it'll be here to teach you one or two things, like what in me needs to change, or what in my relationship with God that needs to change. So I always say, be the example of what you want to see, because just like kids, you can lead by example.
Absolutely.
I stopped eating meat for like 5 years. It was so many of my friends that became a vegetarian. I never told anybody to stop eating meat, but it's because they saw the change in me.
Right.
And changing my body. They were like, oh, well, okay, no more chicken, no more beef, no more. Because people do what you do.
Absolutely. They mimic.
Do whatever it is you want so you can get what you want. Be what it is that you want. You want somebody to be loving, be kind, be honest. You're going to reflect it. It's just no way.
Things. Yeah, no, I love it. Girl. Whew. All the gems that were dropped tonight. I hope you guys were writing this down. But if you weren't, you guys can definitely go over to my website at heyladybytanya.com and read Christina's impressive bio. You can reach out to Christina at christinasjohnson.com and find out all the amazing and wonderful things that she has going on. And real quick, let me see if anybody has some questions in here. Someone said Tyrese wrote a book, How to Get Out Your Own Way. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Let's see who else is in here, honey, because you got a whole bunch of people in here. Bernie Love said, beautiful. You have makeup on your teeth. Is that me? Because that's probably me. Look, girl, these big old kids look like mine. That'll happen. Thank you. Good looking out for a sister. Buffy _Stush1 said, be mindful of your surroundings. 8800 Roscoe says, I got a question for you. Okay, well, let's hear it. Shoot your question.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
No? Oh boy. Let me see this question. What is your question? Let's see if they covered on in here with this question. Okay, we'll give them a couple of seconds. Come on, 8800 Roscoe. We got people on here. Well, look, anywho, are you there, Christina?
Yep, I'm just trying to see
what.
And somebody asked for the website again, ChristinaSJohnson.com. S is in Sam. Tanya should speak at the
I am not a Delta, no, but I'm just representing for the Deltas tonight because I know that it's Founders Day and I have a lot of my friends that are Delta, so I just wanted to show you all some love. So that's hence the red. Oh, someone says, yes, how do you accomplish everything in life? That's what 8800 Roscoe wanted to know, Christina.
Well, I'm going to say, I can only speak for myself. Mm-hmm. I just do it like Nike. That's it.
Right.
I mean, I said the other day, I'm like, some things I do and I find out, oh, you're not so good at that. Okay, well, I tried. Mm-hmm. I think it's just about stepping out on faith and doing it. And sometimes we'll have to do other things first, but you will meet somebody along the way that will open up a whole new world for you. And you like, oh, I'm thinking I'm going to be on this job to the day that I die. But no, you're just going to be there for a couple of months.
Right.
Or years even. And then God's going to send somebody that's going to help elevate you and take you to higher heights. Other doors are going to open because of your work ethic, your choices, your decisions. Go for it. Whatever it is, just do it. That's how I feel. Just do it. Just live.
Agreed.
You can accomplish, but don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Like, don't put pressure on yourselves to be perfect or, okay, I'm saying start today and do what you love, but don't try to do too much too soon and burn yourself out. And be kind to yourself. Do that. Just be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, girl, you, like I said, you've dropped so many gems tonight. I just want to say thank you so much, Christina.
Welcome. Thanks. It's such an honor. This was wonderful. You're great. And I'm going to keep watching because now I know all about the show and the women. I'm going to keep watching. And,
yes.
I wish like wonderful success for you and for God to open doors that no man can shut, that you be covered at every turn and that he just continues to elevate you because you're elevating other women and other people. And that's amazing. So thank you so much for having me.
And the same to you, the work that you're doing with, you know, your event that's coming up, you're giving back, you allowing God to use you as a vessel, and to show women that, like I said, the name of this live is where you start doesn't mean, you know, it has to be where you finish. And you are an example of that. And I just want you to keep shining your light, girl, because your light is bright.
Thank you.
You know, and I just thank you. I thank you so much for joining me tonight. But before we go, I want to make sure we toast it out.
Let's toast.
And look, make sure I have no lipstick on my teeth.
Oh, I ain't finished it. I've been sipping.
And I want to say cheers, girl. This was wonderful. Thank you so much. And if you need anything from me, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, whatever it is that I can give, I'm there.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Thank you, guys. And thank you, everybody that joined us tonight. This was amazing. All right. I'll see you later, Christina. Okay. Well, guys, look at that. Her life is amazing. Like I said, life is like an onion in that you peel back those layers, and we all have many layers. But what I heard from her is never giving up. Also, her faith in God is what has got her through. And so we all have to rely on a higher source other than ourselves, you know, to get us through the struggle. But where you start doesn't mean you have to end there. So thank you guys once again for joining me for another edition of Wind Down Wednesday with my Lady of the Week, Christina Johnson. To learn more about Christina, head over to her website at christinasjohnson.com. I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Wind Down Wednesday with my Lady of the Week and educator, Stacey Thornton. Until then, guys, remember, being a lady never goes out of style. I'll see you guys next week. And thanks for letting me know I had lipstick on my teeth. See y'all later. Bye.